Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Games and Things. The conference tournaments and the NCAA tournaments right around the corner. Baseball season is here. Watch them all in style. The new home theater seat or seats from Games and Things. They have a tremendous selection. You can see it at their website, ourgameroom.com, or go visit them at the corner of Kingston Pike and Lovell Road. It is a fantastic showroom. You'll sit down in one of those seats, and then you'll sit in another, and you'll sit in another, and they're going to have to run you out of that place until you buy one. Buy your own. Get down to Games and Things this week. All right. Suddenly, there is a new push to get college football games down under the 3-hour and 20-minute mark, and they're talking about 4 possible changes to the clock rules. 1, prohibiting consecutive timeouts, as in icing kickers. Okay, I'm cool with that. I think most people would agree with that. 2, no longer extending a first or third quarter for an untimed down if the quarter ends on a defensive penalty. You just roll over and start the clock to start the next quarter. All right, next, these are the ones that are controversial. The clock would run even after a first down, except during the last 2 minutes of a half. And then the last one, the clock will continue to run after an incomplete pass once the ball is spotted for play, not when the quarterback snaps the ball. So everybody gets down there on an incomplete pass, they get it, they wind the clock. Would any of those, and I'm not talking about whether or not you'd like those or not, and personally, first of all, the obvious answer here is cut down your commercial time.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So these are the 4 things they're looking at. Would any of these, in your opinion, have any impact on Josh Heupel and his offense?
I think it could. I think the clock stoppages after first downs, even though people don't really think about that until the end of the game, I think that could have an impact. I also think starting the clock when the ball is marked after an incompletion could have an impact. I don't like either one of those because I think it fundamentally changes college football. You're right. The big thing is, to me, cut back on commercial time. They're not going to do it. So what we will do is come in and fundamentally change the way the sport is played.
Because we're not giving up money.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they could. Both of those, I think, could impact Josh Heupel somewhat.
Okay.
I'll let somebody else go ahead and speak.
Anybody agree, disagree? See any other ways that could impact Heupel?
I maybe minimally, but I still think that the pace of play, the totality of it would accumulate and still be overall very effective, but I don't like it either.
Yeah, I think it would be minimal if they did the clock stops or clock continues to run after first down, except for the final 2 minutes. That's where it would be impactful to me because we've seen late game, hello Alabama, or late first half where Tennessee gets the ball back with 23 seconds, and they're able to hit 3 quick passes for a quick field goal. Well, if the clock's stopping there, you're still able to do it with Josh Heupel's
Last 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think having it a stop after or not stop after incompletions helps you. If you've got a lead and you're trying to run the ball, they obviously run the ball pretty well. But if you want to take a shot, the risk of that is significantly lower because if you miss your shot, well, the clock's still running. You can still nurse your lead or whatever you've got. But the upside of that, of course, is, well, you might put 7 points on the board. So any team that throws a lot more, I mean, you look at, Texas Tech back in the day, they'd blow leads because they couldn't ever run the ball effectively when they had a lead. Well, now if you can just throw the ball, the risk of incompletions, it fundamentally changes the strategy and how you build teams. I don't like
One
it
of the
at all.
things
Exactly.
One of the things I would do is I would go to the NFL halftime. The NFL halftime is 12 or 13 minutes. It's a breeze. It's easy. Now, you'd be giving up bands because the college halftime can go as long as 20 minutes, especially if both bands play. I'm sorry, bands. We got to cut down on this somewhere. I would cut halftime. I asked a former member of our squad who's coached in college and pro, who shall not be named, his take on that, and he said the players do not need, the players would prefer the halftime of the NFL, a shorter halftime. Coaches like the longer halftime because they can all huddle, then they go meet with their guys. Mm-hmm. In the NFL, the guys in the booth don't even come down. The guys in the booth just stay on headsets and relay the information down from there. They don't even come down.
Did not know that.
But to me, I would nix halftime and I would cut some commercials throughout the game. But that's neither one of those things is going to happen. All right. When we come back, Tennessee is going to build a new hotel by Neyland Stadium. What? We're going to take a look at where that will be, and I think we've got the drawings, or a drawing. We'll show you where I think it's going to be next on the Sports Source.